While most teens in the late 90s were into grunge rock, boy bands, or hip-hop, this young man discovered rockabilly gold. Even more impressive is that he did it while growing up in northern Ontario bush, miles from the nearest town. The source of his discovery? A stack of dusty vinyl stored in the basement, and more specifically, his father's Elvis collection, Sun Records 53 to 55, the B-sides. He would move to Hamilton, study music at Mohawk College, and never look back. I asked him to play me one song he would send to his musical idol, one song he would pass through the generations in his family, and one song that best represents Hamilton. This is Andre Bisson on Songs from the Hammer.
Life has a way of moving slowly, so our youth would have us believe. Now I live my life in wonder of the man I hoped I could be. Fate had a way to move the ages and let our young lives move it through the years. Well, we found they flash a smile, oh, instead shed a sea of tears. 'Cause there's no one here to take the blame, only the man, the reflection I see. 'Cause deep inside, Lord, he knows he's got it in him to be that man he hoped he'd always be. She waits by the window, prays his last words are the ones she can believe. 'Cause deep inside, Lord, yeah, she knows he's got it in him to be that man she prayed it'd always be. 'Cause there's no one here to take the blame, only the man and the reflection I see. 'Cause deep inside, Lord, yet he knows he's got it in him to be that man he prayed he'd always be. Passing a time is one of life's greatest crimes, when the best things ever come to an end, when the sadness inside reveals a love that survived the heart heartache's better than feeling nothing at all. Now there may come a time when I ask the question why I've been abandoned and left so empty inside. Throughout the heartache and pain, the love and memories remain. The heartache's better than feeling nothing at all. The heartache's better than feeling nothing at all. The heartache's better than feeling nothing at all.
Andre, it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And I know what you sound like already, so
Right.
it's great to hear you perform again.
Right.
I've had the benefit of being in many of your recording sessions on the camera side of things,
That's
being
right.
right in the middle and capturing a lot of the moments.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know a lot about you as a person. A lot of times when we talk, it's about the music business and what project we're going to work on. But I
Right.
would like to kind of take a step back a little bit and find out where this kind of musical journey started for you. If you can take us back to when that spark really kind of happened.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I didn't really come from a musical family. Like nobody played any instruments. There's a little bit of kind of music in the house, but I think it started, and I started later than most. I think I started around 14 years old, and literally I got into. My dad had some old like Elvis records. And I listened to really early stuff, like the Sun records, 1955, just bass, two guitars. And I, for some reason, as a kid, around 14 years old, that really just kind of appealed to me. And my kind of the classic story where my mom had a Sears guitar under the bed, and from when she was a kid, and I started, kind of had this book of chords, and I remember the first song just being a C, F, G, and all of a sudden, like being able to kind of put a song together, and that just, I remember playing that song over and over again. And growing up, in the backwoods of Sault Ste. Marie, and this is not a joke. We had an old chicken coop, and I would go practice in there. We didn't have animals or anything, but it was just an old shed essentially. But I would go there after school to practice because I would essentially play the same song over and over again, and it got a little annoying, I think, for the rest of the people in my house. So I would go to this old chicken coop, and I would play, and I'd feel so kind of, confident in myself. Because as a kid, being in high school, grade 9, you know what I mean. It was so for me, it was really kind of a therapy. No matter what happened during the day, I would come home and I'd feel kind of confident with that. By the time I graduated high school, I moved here to Hamilton. And enrolled into the Mohawk music program.
Yeah.
And then that's where it kind of really opened up to really where I am now, because I didn't do well in music at high school. I did okay, but not as good as I should have. But as when I came to Mohawk and I kind of started to learn how to write for instruments, and I could hear so all of a sudden the sounds I kind of heard in my head, I could actually translate onto the page, and that kind of just evolved into having a horn section in the band, and just evolving to now like the videos we've done where there's 10, 12, even up to 20-piece bands playing, and there's something about that kind of just always really appeals to me. I get excited about the sounds and the combinations of instruments, and I'm just lucky to be here in Hamilton where there's so many great musicians I can also work with.
Because I know that you've traveled overseas as well.
Yeah, that's
with
right.
Your the Andre Bisson brand of music, and
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that. How you?
Yeah, well, we had heard some people who had we had some friend of ours that had played over there and primarily in the UK and said it was a great scene and great people, and so we thought, you know, like let's try to like branch out. You know, I'd always always wanted to travel. I hadn't really been anywhere, and so we literally we booked one gig. And we said like, and I remember it was Loretta and myself sitting in a Starbucks, kind of being like, if we take this, like we can't turn back.
Yeah.
We gotta make this work. And so we booked that one gig, and that motivated us obviously to kind of like book some more gigs, and it was a really great scene. And they really, what was really interesting when we were there is that they had heard of Hamilton. Like, you know what I mean? They had heard, they go like, they're kind of like, what's going on there? We keep hearing about this place.
Yeah.
As a result, we kind of, we've played there about half a dozen times now. And what's great is we actually have a band that we use when we're there, some local guys. And again, you know, not all of them read music. Like the drummer doesn't read music, he just has a great ear and a great feel. And you know, we have 2 saxophone players that we use there as well. So again, the benefit of the writing the music, they're able to kind of pick that up, and it's just been a wonderful experience for to kind of when you know, you're not going as a tourist, but you're going as somebody working, so you're kind of really you're going to all these little towns, and the challenges of driving over there is a bit crazy, and being on the other side of the road, and which, you know, was a learning curve, right? Because they just give you the car. You don't have to take a test, right? They just give you your car, and you're like, you know. So luckily, we didn't have any accidents going through. But those are all parts of the challenge. And what I took away from that, the first couple experiences, I really felt that was like, once we were able to accomplish that, I felt that we were ready to kind of like take on bigger things, even coming back home.
A lot of people don't realize that, you know, all these things that are being set up, somebody has to do that, and not every musician has a team behind them to do that. So like you said, you're sitting in a coffee shop with Loretta and making these plans kind of thing. So beyond the amount of music that you've had to study and practice and recordings, there's a whole other side of this that, you know, you can't just get on a plane and go play somewhere else. There's a lot of
you have to get your permits, and you have to get, you have to figure out hotels or Airbnb, which works really well, and there are things that we had to do because there wasn't anybody that was going to do it for us.
Right.
And that's something that I find in the business. If you really want to achieve that, and a lot of people ask us, well, who's your manager? Who's setting this stuff up? It's like, it's us. Like,
I wondered that myself too when I see all these pictures of you.
Kind of going around.
Overseas, like, wow, how's Andre doing all this?
Yeah. So and that's it's just like the other side of it. But the payoff is, I mean, we played some great shows, and they have a great scene over there, and their appreciation for original music over there is fantastic. So so they keep asking us to come back, and with each time, we added a couple more shows, and we learned a little bit more about how to work it, and so it's always been great. And now with the musicians we have there, they're just great friends as well, and so we can stay at their places, and we get together when we're there, and as well as it's a wonderful. So we have time to kind of check out the sites and not just the inside of clubs all the time. Like we actually kind of get out and really to experience how universal music can be.
I want to thank you for sharing your stories with us here on Songs from the Hammer.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andre.
All right.
It's great.
All right.
It's time to change our mentality. It's so hard to see the forest without looking past the trees. We live in fear, the end is near, of the world we left behind. But no one stops to ask the question why. Yeah, no one stops to ask the question why. Seems to happen more each day. Yeah, our morals in a sad state of decay. Compassion's gone, and the ones that wronged are believing their own lies. Tell me, how long will the pain be justified? Tell me, how long will the pain be justified? I gotta break these chains that brought me to my knees. I gotta break the pattern that filled the world with greed. I gotta break the concept just my foolish pride. But I'd sooner become a victim than be the first to hide. 'Cause when the rain is over, it all just slips away. Tell me, how will the fair and judgment day? Tell me, how will the fair and judgment day? I gotta break these chains that brought me to my knees. I gotta break the pattern that fill the world with greed. I gotta break the concepts I followed for too long. I gotta break the cycle for it's too far gone. No fear, no, it's clear I won't give up the fight. Gotta look within ourselves before we lose us wrong and right. Yeah. Before we lose us wrong and right. I gotta break these chains that brought me to my knees. I gotta break the pattern that fill the world with greed. I gotta break the concepts I followed for too long. I gotta break the cycle for it's too far gone. I gotta break, yeah, yeah. Gotta break the chain, yeah. I gotta break the cycle I followed for too long. I gotta break the pattern for it's too far gone, yeah. For it's too far gone. For it's too far gone.
Turn it on, Hamilton is in my blood. Turn it up, turn it on, Hamilton is in my blood. Turn it up.